Hey YouTube, this is Mr. Shady doing my check-in. This is 1 year. August 18th, 2011 was the date that I had my gastric sleeve done. Today is August 18th, 2012, so it's been 1 full year. Today is Saturday. I had it done on a Thursday, but today is Saturday. So this is really the 1 year anniversary since I've had the surgery done. Um, so I certainly wanted to do an update today, and I think the last one I did was probably July 1st. So we're talking maybe about 6 weeks ago or so since I did my last one. Um, I looked over some of my videos, certainly since having the surgery. Um, I did notice a difference. I mean, my face has lost a lot of weight, and just my optimism, was probably better. It still is. But I did want to do this 1 year anniversary to kind of update everybody. I know a lot of people haven't really looked at the videos, or 90 to 100 people have, which is fine. I'm not a person that really wants tons of people to kind of view my videos, but just some people to actually help them, hopefully. Um, so again, like I said, this is my 1 year anniversary. I guess some of the questions I have is what happens next? As you've really followed certainly the last two journals that I've done, I did lose my mother in January. She had gastric bypass back in December. About 6 weeks after that, she passed. She had a perforated ulcer. Um, so it's been bittersweet. It has worked for me, and I have, really reaped the benefits of this surgery. So I certainly can say from gastric sleeve that it was certainly a very good idea. I strongly believe it was. Um, Gastric bypass, I don't necessarily have anything positive, only because of what happened with my mother. There are people that have had it and have been very successful, but I can only really speak about uh, certainly speak about gastric sleeve. I guess the big question is what happens next. Well, um, right now I'm working out maybe 5 or 6 days a week. Last I checked, I've actually gone up in my weight. I'm actually up to about almost 251. And that mainly is because I'm actually lifting weights more. So I have a little bit more muscle on me now. And obviously, muscle weighs more than fat. So I am gaining, which is fine. And I knew that that would kind of happen now that I'm kind of using free weights a lot more. Um, my eating patterns are about the same. What I'm doing is just really having more of these smaller types of meals, um, throughout the day. Sometimes I have slip ups. Like today's my anniversary. I'm probably going to have a couple of drinks, and maybe even a piece of cake. I don't know. So there are times that I kind of do let loose, so to speak. Um, but it has really done well for me in the face of what I've been facing, certainly since my mother's passing. Um, how do I feel? I mean, a year later, I feel better. I don't have sleep apnea. Blood pressure is okay. It certainly, could be a little bit better, but not terrible. Um, I have a lot more confidence than I did probably this time last year. Um, I think my mood has been a lot better than it was certainly last year. Um, there's a lot of benefits that I think of having gastric sleeve for anybody that's considering it, to it. It is a tool. A lot of it still is you working. Just because you have this does not necessarily mean that's it. I'm fine, and 6 months to a year later, I'll be at this perfect weight. It still does require you to work, and I think a lot of people don't really understand that. It took me a good almost 8 months before I really got back into the gym. And I had really slimmed down a lot. I had almost gotten down to about 230, which for me was very, very thin. And a lot of people were saying that's a little thin. But now that I'm back up, to more of an acceptable weight with a little bit more muscle, a little bit more confident. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Even with what I've, clearly been exposed to as far as my mother having it and not being successful, I would. I think that it has benefited me. I think over the last 12 months, I have learned more about what I can do and what I can't do. Certainly emotionally, certainly physically. Um, you know, Definitely, I think this surgery has given me a better perspective on where I want to go, and what I want to do and how I want to live my life. Um, so there is a lot of emotional benefit of having this particular surgery. Um, I have dealt with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, work, so on and so forth. However, this time last year, I was working in D.C. or in Northern Virginia. Now I kind of work more for a for-profit agency, and I work from home, which is very, very different than going into an office setting. It does give me a lot more luxury of working from home and having a flexible schedule. I'm not really stressed out like I was when I was working at that job. Um, what I do now is I have the luxury of being able to work out in the morning, and then if I need to, even work out in the evening because my schedule can dictate that. So it has been certainly a beneficial thing. Um, I'm hopeful for the future. I have lost my mother. That I was an only child, and it is very, very difficult. And like I said, it is bittersweet that it worked for me, but it didn't work for her, and I really wish it did. Um, I'm excited. I am. I'm a lot reserved about it, but I'm also excited. Um, as I said in my very first journal back in on July 1 of 2011, when I knew that I was approved for gastric sleeve, I said I was going to do 2 years. So I got the first year down. Um, it's been different, but certainly well worth it. Um, I will definitely update you guys. Certainly, this next update probably will be a few months, I would say, maybe late October, maybe even mid-November or so, when I'll update you guys again. Now that I've done the year, now it will kind of be spaced out a little bit more. So it will be probably a while before you see me again. But I'll leave in the box down below my email address. So email me if you want any kind of updates, or just email me if you're considering doing it, some things that helped me. Um, and I'll definitely check that from time to time as well. But if you guys want more updates, just let me know. But I don't have that many people looking, so it's not as if I think it's a must have. But I got one more year to go. And hopefully this time next year on this date, which would be August 18th, 2013, um, I'll have reached a milestone, and I'm hoping that I will be able to kind of update everybody. I don't have any plans of not wanting to update people, um, but we'll see. Again, until next time, this is Mr. Shady, just updating you on Gastric Sleeve 1 year anniversary. Cheers.